combo is just nasty in the late game.
That's why I'm thinking you either pick up a Valentina if you're Smart Omega, but it might be banned out from Falcons, just because even earlier in the playoffs we saw that the Valentina against the Gord.
Yeah, and of course, to continue over this, we have our on-ground panel to talk more about our draft.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters at dito tayo medyo ginulat ng Team Falcons. The third pick on the Fredrin, medyo maski ang test natin nag-react.
Oo, usually kasi gaya nung nakita natin ng mga nakaraang series, it's always been the Harley and the Suyu. But Team Falcons, medyo pinivot nila ng konti. They know that they have the Marcel and the Gord already. So they're probably thinking of a way para kahit paano mas makapag-engage at makapag-deal ng damage itong si Haji and maybe Super Marco sa kanilang pipiliin. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have Smart Omega with very dynamic picks. The Pobius already allowed to set up in certain situations, although yan pa lang yung kanila magiging main source of crowd control, while the Harley and the Claude are already the main damage dealers na kailangan nalalahanin ng Team Falcons.
Which is also something I like because it kind of limits kung ano yung pwede mo pang maging options as flap. Kung gusto talaga nila ng magiging taga-engage na EXP laner, because the way we're looking at it right now, Marcel roam sila, so yes, you can get the information, but wala pa silang parang primary means, aside from that, to really go for the hard crowd control or engage. Pero dahil lang dito sa Pobius, medyo tinanggal na nga rin yung Pakito, di ba? So some of the signature picks for Flap are, they might probably think twice about picking it up, pero grabe din ang focus kay Minggoy dito sa second phase.
That's at least 2 heroes already wrapped up, both Eve and Louie. Siguro, yung isa sa mga na kailangan nalalahanin ng Team Falcons is yung farming speed nitong si Kyle using this hero, because you already have the Harley on the other side. Glue has been picked up by Smart Omega. This is gonna go to the roam position, hopefully locking down itong Fredrin, since yan yung magiging front line. So there has to be another way para makapag-dish out sila ng damage. Gord is already there. What comes next?
Kasi isa rin sa mga considerations natin aside from damage is kung may Moskov, ayan na nga sakto na lock-in na siya ng Falcons, because I believe it was also mentioned earlier on this na kailangan nila ng way to split or at least to manage kung ano man yung pwedeng gawin ng Smart Omega with their lineup and considering their playstyle. And now that they have the Moskov, hindi na nila sobrang poproblemahin yun. And it's great kasi isa na namang high mobility and low downtime XP laner in the Lapu-Lapu ang kukunin dito ng Team Falcon.
But you can predict the match winner and get a chance to win 1,000 MLBB Diamonds. Make sure to scan the QR code to know more. Ang pulso ng ating madla ay nakikita nyo na sa inyong mga screens. Pero isa lang ang tanong ko para sa mga nasa San Juan Arena. Sa Omega ba o sa Team Falcons? Casters, it's time to bring it into action. The lineups are already there. The floor is yours.
We got very, very team fight-centered lineups here for both of our teams. This is going to be a beautiful match. Again, it's a best of 5 for their tournament lives here in Smart Omega versus Team Falcons.
Yeah, I like the... Man, I have to go with Team Falcons on this one. I like the solid draft that they brought to the table. The Marcel's quite deadly. That's why it was prioritized here. And, you know, you get some pretty strong picks overall through the course of the game.
Yeah, kind of like what Rockhard mentioned here. Like Team Falcons, most especially, they have a lot of team fight kits on their side, and then they have the split push as well from Super Marco. Man, I'm kind of scared for Smart Omega. It's a bit hard to trade in this game, especially with the heroes that they have right now. Because Team Falcons, if Smart Omega if they don't fight, Team Falcons have a good way of just brute forcing their way onto Smart Omega.
All right, looks like we're pretty much all in agreement, right? Falcons lineup here is just so spicy, man.
Yeah.
Again, they did get the Omega did get the Valentina. At least that's one thing they got going for them.
Yeah,
and they're pretty late game as well.
That's what I was saying, you know, before we handed over to the on-ground panel, is I was expecting that Valentina to come through from Mingwin. It does. And that could actually work in their favor when it comes to those team fights later on, depending on how they utilize it. Are you going to be taking the Golden Hour? Are you going to be taking the Mystic Gush more so often than not? You know, so yeah, at least you have this directional beam.
Ooh,
whoa, first blood.
Whoa.
Well, you know, that's great. You can do that too.
I mean, Perks, he did flicker, so I think they
Yeah.
went for a really aggressive play.
That's the downside of having a gourd, right? Like, you're very susceptible to heroes that can catch you in mid. And Perks saw that Open moved away, so they just went in and looked for the kill. Fortunately for Haji, he's still going to be able to make his way back to the mid. Doesn't lose a lot of minions, but Mingwen's almost level 4 now.
Yeah, that's a big bonus here. Obviously for Omega, a little bit of a faster level 4. They will reach it in time while waiting for the turtle to spawn. Overall, across the map, it looks like Omega's having a lot of fun here in the early game.
Yeah, they should. They should be able to start strong off of that. Let's see what they do here. Ryzen's going to choose to go ahead and take the purple
Steal
instead. Yep. Again, this is a team where sometimes they're doing things across the map that aren't usually what you're expecting to see, and it works for them. So he goes and grabs that. Turtle still hasn't been secured by Team Falcons. So Omega, they have at least the upper hand in terms of resource.
Oh boy, Kyle won't like it when he checks that buff pit later on, but yeah, right now, whoop!
Goes for the projectile.
Jump
There's
in.
Missy Gush. It's actually canceled out early, though. That's going to be troublesome as Kyle secures the turtle. Can they get away from the fight? A blazing duet comes through. Perks will take down Flap. They're still battling, but the golden hour is strong. Kyle's going to be the next on the block as he falls to James. So they got the turtle, but they lost bodies.
It's a disastrous fight for Team Falcons. After that trade on the purple, Falcons played it slow and they got heavily punished by Smart Omega. You win the turtle fight, but you lose the team fight. And now Ryzen finds another trades among trades against Team Falcons. Kyle finds the small lizard.
That's right, not only do they get a lot of kills, they get so much advantage. They get all the minion waves. You see Kyle walk up empty on the purple buff. That is such a sad moment.
Yeah, it's one of those things why, you know, Ryzen specifically, on any of these heroes that allow him to be mobile across the map, be, you know, a threat across the map, which is Harley's the perfect jungle to be able to do that right now, and why it's such a priority for a lot of teams. But keeping Ryzen in your mental state of where is he? Yeah. That's Team Falcons. That's going to be them this entire game, and that's a problem for them to deal with.
Yeah, you know what? Smart Omega, they've entered the territory of just, you know, the idea that they can just trade the whole game. They don't even have to fight into Team Falcons. And now, Falcons, every single objective fight that they want to take, they have to be really sure.
Oh, that's got to be a kill. I don't even know if the Mystic Gush was needed. But just to secure it, they'll make it happen. Haji's been having a hell of a time, gets a kill now.
Right there, that's the team fight the Team Falcons are looking for. They have to be the ones to set it up.
Yeah.
Now, the big problem with this lineup is, you know, you can react well, but you have to be very good with your golden hour placement.
Yeah, again, they have to be sure, they have to be committed as to what they want to take on the map, because if they don't, if they slow the game down, then Smart Omega will just find a lot of trades on the map.
Yeah, you just know, right? James is going to looking. He saw that 5-man Dark Wave early, says, you know what, I'm going to do that too.
Let me show you.
Let me show you how it gets done.
All right, second turtle up, projectile thrown out. Perks leading up the charge. Minion will get his going wand for this fight. He's looking for an ultimate to take him. Mystic Gush already used. Turtle quickly secured, though, for Smart Omega. Team Falcons struggling to get in range.
Yeah, that was very fast here. And Omega, they're not done. I think they can actually have enough in the barrel to invade the jungle. Again, Kyle just having a tough time on the Fredrin today. Going on top side instead. Yeah, that's Super Marco. He's very aware here. Now Omega, they're not getting blood, they're not getting kills, but you know what they're getting? A lot of forward bush control.
Yeah, even though, let's say, Team Falcons, they're happy with the Moscow just taking farm, they do have that late game aspect to their lineup. Smart Omega having tempo in this game isn't really one of the checklists here for Team Falcons. As much as possible, they want to be able to take over the river, but because of how this game started, Smart Omega feels like they're the ones dictating the tempo, and they're happy to take this game towards late game as well, because they have a lot of damage dealers that can scale up the Harley, the Claude, even the Valentina.
Yeah, they got Netsky on their side. Oh,
wow.
James!
Mystic Gush already used. James is going to survive that, though. He is this bulwark that they have to deal with. Perksiva, too, on the glue. They're still going to commit to it, though. They'll take him out. Perksiva falls. Sumo Marco looking for Netsky. He'll pop the blazing and duet to stay alive. So another pickup for Team Falcons. They're working for these, but they're slowly getting some equilibrium in the map.
It's super funny how these team fights are starting slow, then Falcons suddenly rush. They rush towards their opponent, and then, oh my god, I don't think they expect that kind of ferocity, that velocity here. coming in from Falcons.
It's a good setup as well for Team Falcons, right? Like they know that the Claude is top side, the Moscow is top side. We can just pressure top because there's no trade on the bottom lane. They saw the Harley recently. And even if they fail to take a kill on the top side, again, Omega will not be able to find a trade. So good brute force for Team Falcons. But again, they have to be really committed with these kinds of plays because Smart Omega, again, they're happy just to play the scaling game.
At the very least, Falcons have equalized on gold. Now, where that gold is something that we will check later because obviously it's better if it is on the gold laner. Right now, they are fighting for turtle.
Fighting for this last turtle of the game. Ryzen has control of it. We'll see what Team Falcons does. They do have Super Marco just pushing, though. He might join the fight. Hit the gush. Will delete Pertsiva, and they're still going to go for it. Super Marco will continue to push that turret. Golden Hour going to be used. They have to still break through. And SOD comes at the perfect time to take out Mingwen. And now Super Marco 1 HP will still survive. And now they collapse down on the last one. Ryzen, he can move and groove all he wants, but he falls as well. Team Falcons gets a massive team fight.
That right there is the team fighting that we were talking about at the loading screen. That is exactly what Falcons' vision there could do.
Oh, he's dead. Perts,
Yeah,
He's down.
he got his revenge.
Yeah.
Very quick revenge.
But again, you see the amount of team fight on the side of Team Falcons. A lot of their spells can be layered on top of one another. Unfortunately, Kyle didn't land the Appraiser's Wrath, but you see the potential, right? Like the setup is there, SOD as well, guaranteed hit because of the way that the Golden Hour is used for the setup here for Team Falcons. So Smart Omega, again, even though they have a lot of scaling heroes on their lineup, Team Falcons' team fight is just so damn massive.
I mean, you can just imagine, right? Like no golden hour, Marco always hits SOD. What more with it? I mean, that's just double trouble.
100%.
Yeah, that's kind of cheat codes, man. You know, at that point. But you're seeing, too, that this lineup, the way that it scales up through this game is something that Omega's going to want to take consideration of. Haji had a hell of a time in the early game, but then you see, you know, one combo, get a stun off, Mystic Gush. He's only got it going on. It's only going to hurt more. Kyle swoops on in. Energy Eruption. That's the Mystic Gush we were just talking about. Again, they come through to take out Pertsiva. Kyle jumps in. Super Marco to follow. They get out of Blazing Doing on the defensive side. Smart Omega collapsed into their jungle. Team Falcons still potentially looking for more. They get the projectile out. They'll force them back. Ryzen, deadly magic on Haji, but he will live.
Love the brute force here being pushed by Omega. And Falcons just responding beautifully as well. Omega trying to punch back, but Falcons just not giving them any elbow room.
Yeah, it's annoying for Smart Omega because, like, even though they have good frontliners, there's 10 million stuns.
10 million
Team Falcons.
stuns.
You have the Platinum Snap and also the Mystic Projectile from the Gourd.
Yeah, pretty much feels like that. Perks, he's feeling the brunt of that too. Every single time he's got to get in range, he has to deal with a bit of a stun chance. And so now Lord's going to reset. Ryzen will swing on forward. Let's see how they respond to this. I mean, Kyle can go ahead and hold the sword here if he wants to, but it's just a little also too risky. Not knowing where Ryzen just is currently.
Wait a second, this could be good.
Check it out. Oh, takes the Deadly Magic, but no Deadly Magic available. Kyle, Red Tree used in SOD2. They'll take out Ryzen. Problem solved, and now Team Falcons looking to chase down the rest of Smart Omega in their jungle. They go in with a stun and a huge Mystic Gush comes out from Haji. A double for Flap. They saw Ryzen right at the right moment, and now they're looking to take out Mingwen. Lord's being worked on by Kyle.
Love the targeting here for Falcon. It is so precise.
Yep.
It's like surgical removal with the Black Hawk helicopter, man. Removing Ryzen from the equation before he can even react.
I mean, it's a good solution, right? Like, Team Falcons, the way to solve the trading problem is to kill the guy so he doesn't get to find a trade. It's a good response, honestly, from Team Falcons. As soon as they saw the space escape, Kyle on the Fredden was like, okay, I'm not taking Lord, I'm taking out Ryzen. Even using the Red Tree to slow him down. Yeah. And because he stacked up the crystallized energy from the Lord, he was able to use the Appraiser's Wrath, and then the SOD connected with 10 million stuns from the side of Team Falcons. Nobody is safe from their combo.
I feel like they had more in the barrel there. They didn't need all the bullets, right? Just first two, and that was good. And that's the downside of a Harley, especially if the Harley didn't go like 10-0 or 10-1.
Yeah.
This Harley is just Just right.
The amount of damage
It's not
that
crazy.
Haki has done, man. And he just picked up a Divine Glaive. So like that Harley from Ryzen, he's gonna feel it just as much as the rest of the team is. And so they get prepped and ready. This Lord making its way down the mid. Tier 2 up top will fall to Super Marco. He's fully double buffed as well. They're gonna go ahead and push in with this. The shields are already dealt with earlier. They want to take down the mid turret. They do just that. Snapshot here on Netsky. Potentially trying to get the Purify out or the Blazing Do It if they can. They'll clear out the Lord though for Smart Omega holding on to 2 base turrets.
With a fast wing. Like 6 minutes ago, Omega was leading by 2K. Now Team Falcons were leading by 7K. Ogwen.
They want this turret, man. Look at this Mystic Gush again. Perk Siva can't move. Super Marco will knock down the turret. A Blazing Do It already used. There's the golden hour. Traps him right there. And a Soti will go right for them. Mingwen can't escape Super Marco on this Moskov. They can't finish the game just yet. They want the last base turret.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing, man. Super Marco is so focused right now, waiting for the perfect moment to really release those SODs. And Omega can't fight back.
Oh, big play from Ogwen. Snapshot into the Gush. Takes 2 down. And now Perks and Ryzen are up. But can they even withstand the force from Team Falcons as they soar on through to cap out game 1?
A quick game from Team Falcons. Despite a horrible start, they clawed their way back. Pure macro, pure team fight, and flawless execution.